we want our, you know, fellow musicians to do now is to have fun in life and with their music without destroying themselves. And, you know, we're laughing a lot about Keith Moon, but he's dead. He's dead. He's dead because of drugs. He's dead partly because of trying to enjoy himself too much, you know. He probably took the last handful of pills as a joke because he thought somebody would find it funny, you know, so there you go.
He was such a beautiful...
I did the first solo album because I had a lot of songs that weren't being used for anything, you know, so I needed an outlet for them. But it's completely different. I mean, you actually had more control over, you know, complete control over what was happening, which is why they never sold that many copies.
Still burns. The heart grows old, but never ever learns. The memory smolders, and the soul always yearns after the fire. The fire still burns.
And I just enjoyed singing different types of song. Simple as that. I never took it seriously. I tried to take it seriously when The Who finished, and I thought, this is going to be it. I've got a good album, do some shows, oh yeah, great. And I hated it. It all seemed pointless. I didn't want to be an actor until I did Tommy for Ken Russell. And I just loved it. I mean, working for Ken was it was a dream, an absolute dream. But because I used to sing all these songs, and I used to live all the things out inside me anyway. And actually making a film of Tommy was like taking a cork off of a champagne bottle. I feel that the image that rock demands of rock stars has to be so strong and solid and larger than life. But as an actor, you don't want an image at all. You have to be something that can just melt into different characters. So I think the two completely conflict.
Do you realise that every time I hit that street, I'm on offer? Every time someone looks at me more than once, I think they recognise me.
I just got an offer from my agent, doing the Threepenny Opera, and I thought, oh, that sounds good.
Is there someone back the night? A pretty widow, not yet 20, was assaulted one dark night.
And I played the part of the street singer. It was very interesting. The music's Kurt Weill, so that was challenging. And the screenplay is basically Brecht. What the film will end up like, I don't know, but the soundtrack is good. And it's been a bit of a challenge. It's good fun.
Some boys running the streets, coming in the closer, rough toys under the sheets. Nobody knows her. Rough boys, don't walk away. I'm very near to miss you. Tough boys, come over here. I wanna bite and kiss you.
For me, it's just part of the same old story, isn't it, really? It's just songwriting. I mean, I'm no Paul Simon, I'm not a songsmith, I'm not a craftsman or anything like that, but I do love songwriting. More than anything. I think it's, you know, it's really what rock and roll is about. It's not rock and roll if it's anything, it's about songs, you know, it's about songs fitting into people's lives, and it's part of the eternal form of entertainment as it's tied to poetry and music and minstrelsism and all that. It's just that in my opinion, it's the highest possible art. Quite what happens after this tour is finished, I don't know, but I'm sure of one thing. I personally won't ever tour the way we have done in the past. And so as far as The Who as it is today is concerned, you know, that this is the last major tour.
I think that the gap that we left hasn't been filled. I think U2 have got a lot of the commitment. I don't think they've got the quality of writing that Pete had. But
with Bono's mouth, they don't need it.
But I think the gap is still empty. It's not been filled by anybody.
Shines, people forget. Spray flies, the speedboat glides, people forget. They forget their hiding.
It was the gap that we couldn't fill ourselves, I think. You know, we had that problem. That was what stopped us working in '82. I think, was knowing that we were going to have to go back into the studio after our last tour of the States and make another album, and we didn't know what the hell to do. And you know, faced with another recording session now, we'd be in exactly the same position. Strangely enough, you know, it's like, name that gap.
Now, here's a band for 25 years stood on the cutting edge of British music. They made British great. They made live playing great. They are one of the greatest bands ever in the last 25 years. Outstanding contribution, The Who.
I get very put off with people coming up and looking at me and going, "Your history." You know, I think they're going to shoot me or something.
Didn't you used to be John Edwards?
Yeah, I used to be John Edwards. Yeah.
Oh, never. That will come.
Yeah, right.
We poor old John. He was such a nice bloke. He moved the flowers over. That's good. It's a nice, it's a lovely
You
stone.
used to be so
We've got our own lives and our own futures, but as a band, you can't argue with how big and how fundamental and how important The Who are to us and to people that have loved us in the past. You know, it's history. You can't argue with it. You know, it's like you know, standing up in front of Nelson's column and just saying, you know, this is bloody out of date, this thing. Completely out of date. They should just get rid of it. You know, and you can come back every day and you can give it the same speech, and in 200 or 300 years it's still going to be there. That's what The Who have become. We're not a dinosaur. You know, we're the Parthenon. You know, we're here.